Happy Moon Day, mermaids. It's 11:11. The moon is waning in Pisces. The hair is giving Pisces midheaven mermaid vibes. So I thought this was the perfect time to talk about the mermaid archetype of the divine feminine. So if you are here, well, if you come here all the time and you're not new here, you know that a lot of the times I read out of my notebook. So you know if I have my notebook, I'm going to be giving you some goodies. So there are several different archetypes for the divine feminine. And if I pop up in your algorithm, then you are probably definitely connected to the mermaid archetype. So let's get into it because I have a lot of thoughts. So, firstly, and of course, I'm reading from my notebook. Firstly, the mermaid is often seen as mythic. So, a lot of the times people just make it seem like a mermaid is just a mythical creature, but in reality, it's an actual archetype of the divine feminine that rules over certain aspects of the yin principle. So, the mermaid archetype represents the aspect of the feminine that has been historically suppressed and is now reemerging. So, there's a lot of aspects of the mermaid that have been demonized and ostracized over the years, which I've talked about in previous videos. This particular archetype of the divine feminine embodies the connection to the elements. So there's like a feralness inside of her, which makes her akin to the maiden archetype of the divine feminine. So if she's going to fall into maiden, mother, or crone, she's going to be on that borderline between maiden and mother. She connects particularly to the water element, symbolizing emotions, intuition, and the subconscious, and the connection to the natural world. Again, she's wild, she's untamed, she's like the waves of the sea. You can't control her. The mermaid archetype is deeply connected to the ocean. This connection is actually a metaphor, if you will. This connection represents the real connection that this divine feminine energy has to the flow state. And what do I mean by flow? I'm talking about our cosmic universe, right? How things wax and wane. We have seasons, we have different aspects of life that come and go. And a mermaid archetype woman tends to be able to kind of embody that Queen of Cups energy and hold herself together as things are consistently changing around her. And she remains in flow and in the current and in the vibe. Okay. She is immersed in the elements in general as well. I want to put that out there. So even though her modality is water, and that is her strongest place, she also thrives with air, with ether, with metal, with wood, with earth, with fire as well. So, okay, mermaids are very adaptable. So, archetypal mermaid, the divine feminine archetype, and mind you, you don't have to be a woman to be the archetype of a mermaid. I just want to make sure I say that. We're fluid over here, okay? So, our strengths as the mermaid archetype are our sensitivity and our intuition. And we're guided by our instincts. So it's not even, it's the action of our feelings that guide us. And yes, people do like to be combative with us a lot of the time, say we're too emotional, say we're too much. Shout out to Amaya Papaya. I feel like she is like one of the best examples of a mermaid archetype woman because we have an activated throat chakra. We love hard. We cry. We're intense. We're just tapped into our feeling center very much so. And she's a Scorpio, so you know the vibe. Okay. The divine feminine archetype of the mermaid has also been demonized or ostracized for such a long time because she represents transformation and rebirth. The fact that a mermaid is identified in the myths as a creature that can go from fish to human also is representative of the cycles that women are able to go through and transform themselves over time. Our bodies change, our mindsets change, and we shed. The mermaid is also synonymous to the snake. So she is, I'm still reading, she is the aspect of personal growth and cyclical nature of life inside of the divine feminine representation. Flip. Okay. So, the mermaid archetypal woman manifests the most through sensuality and pleasure. It is her main form of manifestation, and it doesn't have to be sexual, right? This could be enjoying eating certain foods, liking certain fabrics, spending a lot of time in bed, going out by the water, using certain oils and perfumes. She's very much so tapped into taking care of herself in a sensual way. And when I say sensuality, I mean things that invoke our five senses and then take it further, right? Our six senses, our seven senses, however many you feel like you have access to. Okay, so what we taste, what we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we feel is all involved in that sensuality. And if we are feeling things, seeing things, tasting things, hearing things, etc., that give us pleasure, then it just amplifies our manifestations and things come to us much quicker. Okay, another that can I speak? Never, never. Anyway, another aspect of the divine feminine archetype of the mermaid is sacred introversion. Okay, we are not like completely socially inept. Like I said, that throat chakra is active. We talk and we communicate, right? But there is a big aspect of the mermaid that needs to separate herself from the crowd. We are empaths by nature. And not just like, oh, I empathize, but like literally, like I can feel the pain from your tooth, from your toothache. I can feel your tummy hurting because you had dairy and you're lactose. I know that you're still texting your ex because I can feel the tingle inside of your body, even though you said you were going to cut them off. Okay, I digress. So, because we feel those things, we have to have sacred introversion and sacred rest in order to be inside our own inner world, in our own inner landscape, which is quite rich. Like if you ever hear anybody talk about water moons, like particularly like my moon sign, Cancer, they will say cancers have a very rich inner world. I feel like that is true for all mermaid archetypal women. You don't just have to have a water moon. Okay, another reason why we've been ostracized, we are natural rebels. You tell us to go left, we're going to go right. You tell us the sky is blue, we're going to try to see if it's really blue or if it's orange, purple, etc. Red, let me give a more extreme color. So we naturally go against what is told for us to do. If you want us to think one way, we're not going to think that way. We're going to explore. We're quite inquisitive. That's the flow, right? And that's why I feel like signs like the mutable signs, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, they're very adept at being able to access the energy of the mermaid archetype through their mutable nature. Okay. Mermaids are naturally embodying the duality of light and dark. So we naturally embody the duality of our shadow as well as the embodiment of our light because the feminine naturally plays in the dark, and this is a yin nature. So some people might find mermaid archetypal women to be cunning. I've heard that about me. Cunning, elusive, just hard to navigate, hard to get a pin on or a read on. It's because we're mermaids, right? Like we just have that natural inclination to the dark, but we also bring this loving, nurturing, immersive quality to us when we come into your life. And then lastly, if you are a mermaid archetypal woman, then you have a natural connection to the sacred mother and to the sacred feminine. Okay, because again, we are nurturing, life-giving, wise, creative, intuitive, empathic, rebellious, sexy, crazy, cool. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was like a cute little convo. Do you feel connected to the mermaid archetype? What do you guys think about that? Let me know. I always tell you guys to leave me a comment because I like reading them. So yeah, let me know what you think. Why did I get aggressive just now? Because I'm like, write a comment. Okay. Enjoy your moon day. Do your moon night rituals with your selenite and your moon frequencies. Bye.